Part of me keeps saying, just record these videos over so you don't look like a fool. Hey, everybody looks like a fool sometimes. And if it helps you learn, then I'm all for it. I'll be the fool. This layer cuts us off from any future adjustments to camera raw. If we make any adjustments here, we change things, we won't see it because these solid pixels are blocking what happens underneath. That's the bad news. The good news is this is so darn easy with this image that it doesn't matter because we can reproduce this in a minute. Don't believe me? Let's do it. I click on that and throw it away. Then you can click on this layer to bring up a new layer, but we're going to be stamping everything visible. So why not just go Shift, Option, Command, N to make a new layer, Shift, Option, Command, E to stamp visible so that we have everything visible active on this layer. If we turn off the bottom layer, it doesn't matter because this layer is present and it has everything that's underneath. Now I want you to notice this really distinct line here. When we sharpen, and there is a distinct line between this orangish brown and blue. I mean, we're in the complementary color range, so yeah, there's going to be distinct differences between the two. Those distinct differences are our friend because with the quick selection tool, click and hold, make sure you don't have the magic wand active, click on the quick selection tool, and if you click, it makes a small selection. If you click and drag, it starts selecting everything. And look what happened. I just drug over here across the clouds and we have everything selected in the sky, just like that. The clouds as well. Pretty cool. We also have established that boundary between that very distinct line that we have. We don't want to sharpen that line. So because the sky's selected, we can expand this selection into the rocks, which kind of sounds crazy, but we want to do that. So we're going to go under Select, Modify, Expand. And I played around with this, and 2 pixels seems to work pretty good. We're going to bump this down 2 pixels. See if I can zoom in here. Nah, can't zoom in. So let's just go ahead and accept that. And then now I'll zoom in, and let me show you. There's our selection. If I hit Command Z, there's the selection with the sky, Command Z. That's when we grew it a couple pixels. That's good. Hey, look, a little chromatic aberration. Not too bad, but it's there. Now, we want to soften this edge up, but we don't want to soften the sky. We want to select what we want is this foreground selected. So you just go under Select and Inverse. So that means select everything that isn't selected. And now these marching ants are around our rocks. But they're missing the outside 2 pixels. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and add a mask by clicking on the layer mask icon right here. And that mask, white reveals, black conceals. So right now we have the foreground masked off. We can now affect it. We do have a very sharp edge though, 2 pixels in from that outside. Let's go ahead and soften it. If you click once on this, on the mask, so the mask is active, not the pixels. See the little outline around that icon? Click on the mask and then come up to, what are we trying to do? We're coming up to Window. I got Properties sitting right here, so that's what I want. I want you guys to know where Properties are. I don't know if you've got it up. It's under Window Properties, and mine's going to pop out. And all we want to do is feather that 1 pixel. That's it. Hit Return to accept that, and we've got a 1 pixel feather, which makes that edge a little softer. And that's just going to help the sharpening. Now, we don't want to sharpen the mask. We want to come over here and select our pixels. And then this is one of those, it's not the oldest school one, but we're going to go under Filter, Sharpen, and then Smart Sharpen. There are lots of different options here. And we'll just go ahead and select Smart Sharpen, and we can click to, well, there we go. We click to move this so we can see different parts of our image at 100%. And you can click and drag this to see what's going on. Now, I played around with this, and these are the settings I came up with. But not only these numbers, you could pull these around and see what happens. This is one of those seasoned to taste. What do you like best? But I did say I played around with all three of these, with lens blur, motion blur. Not much happens with motion, but Gaussian blur seemed to work better than lens blur. And that's just my eye. You play around with those. And then, of course, we have the shadows and highlights here, but let's not even go there right now, because what we have done is created, that's what we had, and that is sharpening just the landscape here without bringing more attention to that border between ground and sky. Pretty cool, huh?